You've been in law enforcement. I'm asking my first question of you. You've been in law enforcement for 30 years, working in areas with progressive prosecutors and soft on crime policies. You've even served local police departments, as you and I both said. How have soft on crime policies and progressive prosecutors impacted investigations that you've worked on?
Thank you, Chairman Grassley, for that question. Since approximately 2020, law enforcement has began to move away from proactive policing, or what we call in the field the broken windows theory policing, to more of a reactive way of policing. This movement was sped up after several high-profile critical incidents involving police in the summer of 2020. Lawmakers, prosecutors, and even police officials passed policies and procedures limiting the patrol officers' ability to engage in proactive policing. Prosecutors began scrutinizing arrests as well as requests for indictments by different branches of law enforcement. There became a practice of releasing criminals immediately after an arrest rather than keeping them incarcerated. Legislatures followed suit by passing cashless bail or pushing for people to be released on personal recognizance bonds regardless of the crime committed. This practice has allowed for a revolving door of criminals in and out of the justice system in prisons. Incarcerations have been shortened, sentences have been reduced, criminals have become emboldened. Criminals started to no longer fear arrests, convictions, and incarcerations. In worst case, morale for our officers have dropped. Here in D.C., the D.C. Superior Court routinely releases criminals on a personal recognizance bond, shortly right after they've been arrested. As I stated earlier, most of the time they're released before my agents even finish processing the evidence. I'll give you an example. August 24th, 2025, in the middle of the Making D.C. Safe and Beautiful surge, a defendant was arrested by Metropolitan PD in support by my agents and other federal agencies. And the person was arrested with possession of crack cocaine, possession of fentanyl, and a stolen firearm. This individual had a very long criminal history to include several armed robberies. One of my agents was notified of the arrest and operating in a support role, worked with the District of Columbia United States Attorney's Office to obtain an arrest warrant and pull the case out of D.C. Superior Court and bring it into federal court. Within 1 day, we obtained a warrant for the individual. We went over to D.C. Superior Court to serve the warrant, and the individual had already been released. With a criminal history such as multiple criminal robberies.
I think you've satisfied my answer to that question. I want to go to Mr. Michaelos. The task force that you're a member of here in Washington was tasked with making the failed DC crime lab fully accredited after losing that accreditation under the district's leadership. Thanks to an external audit, it was exposed that the district officials found the lab engaged in fraudulent behavior and misrepresentations, deliberately concealed mistakes, and failed to address the alleged misconduct by examiners. What progress is being made to bring the lab back into full accreditation?
Senator, thank you for your question. Within the U.S. Marshal Service, we don't have any purview over the DC Crime Lab. Having previously served as the acting U.S. Marshal for the District of Columbia, I was aware that DC's Crime Lab had lost certification, but I'd be happy to take back that question back to the DOJ so we can follow up with an answer for you.
Please do that. Mr. Guenas, critics of the Trump administration immigration efforts claim that the agents are arresting peaceful migrants without any connection to crime or criminal backgrounds. How do you respond to that? And in answering my question, can you explain how hard it is to access foreign criminal history?
Thank you, Senator, for your question. Let me premise this by saying DEA's first priority is drug investigations. We always prioritize them. When our brothers and sisters at the Department of Justice or in Homeland Security request our assistance, we'll always answer the call. DEA will always support our federal brothers and sisters. Homeland Security has asked us, but we're strictly in a support role, and we assist the Homeland Security in their Title VIII investigations. Now, I am fortunate, being at the Washington Division Office, that I have Homeland Security special agents as well as ERO officers assigned to my federal drug task forces. So again, they're the leads. We assist, provide them security, And any leads that are generated from those, I would have to refer you back to the Homeland Security because, again, our priority being drug investigation, Senator.
Thank you, Senator Durbin.